so much for doing this, Casper. It's lovely to meet you.
My pleasure. Nice to meet you too.
It's the 20th anniversary of Starship Troopers this year.
Yes.
Does it feel like it was 20 years ago?
You know, sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But it's interesting. This character has been such a big part of my life for so long now. I mean, I've been doing this for, I do different cons, but I've also done other films with it. But somebody inevitably during the week or the day, or depending on what day it is or where I'm at, somebody will yell a Starship quote at me, and I'll be in the grocery store and they'll yell it at me, or I'll be at the gas station and they'll just yell at me, and then they'll go, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I'm getting toilet paper." It happens.
What's the most common quote that people just yell at you?
Rico's Roughnecks.
Huh!
Yes, outstanding. That's what they do. And come on, you apes, you want to live forever. And kill bugs. And it's just different things. Or they just go, Johnny Rico. They'll do that. These are just, I mean, it's so much fun. And it's literally every day. And my kids have grown up with this, too. My kids just have grown up with them yelling different, like they think it's commonplace for somebody to yell at your dad and be cool with it. You know, they geek out and they'll be like doing this. And I geek right back, and my kids have always experienced this, so they don't know anything other than that. And they're not even fazed by it. Like,
have they even seen the film? Surely they must be too young to see it.
Well, thank you. I have a 26-year-old, I have a 24-year-old, and I have a 21-year-old.
Okay, so they've seen it.
And then I have a 16 and a 14-year-old. So,
wow.
And so I have a lot of kids. But they, the oldest ones have all seen it. The two youngest ones have seen pieces of it. I'm sure. I don't know if they've seen the whole film yet, but I'm totally cool with them seeing it. I don't care.
You said you do a lot of cons, and you were even in Alan Tudyk's Con Man as
yes.
bartender in the background.
Yes, I was, season 1 and season 2, yes.
How did he kind of rope you into that? And kind of, he did seem to get everyone that was on the convention circuit. You guys all a close-knit group?
Yeah, well, I love Alan. I love, he's just fantastic and a lot of fun to be around. And he called me up. He's like, the perfect role for you, Casper. You just come in and you just do this. And you don't say anything. And I said, I'm in.
Sold.
Yep, actually, that's exactly how it went.
So.
And season 2, I do this.
Even better.
Yes.
Twice the pleasure.
I know, just shaking drinks, which is pleasurable. Of course. I don't drink them, I just shake them.
Back to Starship Troopers, I think the UK's always got it over US audiences. In fact, in Bristol, we did a big outdoor screening of it last year. The film, I mean, it cost $100 million and didn't do as well. And many say it's like Paul Verhoeven's satirical themes in the film went over the heads of American critics. Why do you think UK and European audience got it over Americans?
You know, it was so amazing to come over here and watch how you guys promoted the film. You had propaganda films plastered across the tunnels as we drive under them. And the propaganda was so well appreciated, and it was just, they saw the sense of humor and they saw the satire. In America, they didn't quite understand how to publicize it at first. They didn't get that it was a satirical thing.
Yeah.
They didn't understand that that's what they wanted from the film. They didn't understand that's what the filmmakers were looking to as much. Now, years later, I had a guy that was a critic for like Washington Post or something like that, and he said, and he'd gone to Harvard. He goes, I went to Harvard and I went to Washington Post. And when I first saw Starship Troopers, I thought, this is terrible, and I gave it 2 thumbs down. And then 7 years ago, he's at a con panel and he's hosting it, and he goes, but now, as I'm hosting this panel, I'm telling you, I just wanted to tell you, back then I said 2 thumbs down. Now I say it's my 3rd best film all time. What do you think of that? And I said, I think you suck. Because when you were a critic, you gave 2 thumbs down. And now that you're doing a panel, you're like saying it's awesome. I'm like,
it's weird. I
go, and how can you say you went to Harvard and not understand the satire in that? He goes, I totally missed it. I'm like, how did you miss that? I mean, it was on the page.
US critics thought that Paul Verhoeven was like promoting fascism.
They did.
And this is a man that grew up in the Netherlands.
Nazis, you're fighting the Nazis. I was like, I would say that, and I would be like, I don't understand how you don't see this. And like, well, and then there's the other one that they said, the absurdity of this one, which was mind-boggling to me. They said, oh, is it true that you guys didn't understand it was satire? And I'm like, dude, first of all, RoboCop, all the same filmmakers of RoboCop, one of the biggest satirical films ever made. Yeah. Which was just brilliant humor in that one, and satire, and that was just so, just on point. And then we do this one. It's the same exact filmmaker, same director, same writer, same producer, same same special effects, visual effects guys. And then they do this film, and then and it's in. You read the script, and you see all these propaganda war films in the script. You're reading it, you're going, oh my god, that's going to be so funny. You just read it. I don't know how you can't read something and be like, that's funny.
Yeah.
And then people were like, "Oh, is it true that you guys didn't get it?" And I'd be like, "Oh my God, this is just getting." It creates a whole new life where people think that because like an audience didn't get it, that other thing. It shook me to my core in in having a faith. The thing that's restored my faith in humanity. Back then, it shook me too, because I was like, I didn't understand how people would miss it. And now people have it's gotten a second win in this life, and it's like people rewatch it all the time. And they go, oh my God, I love this film. Why didn't I understand it when it first came out? Or now that I do understand it, and that they still love it and they come up to it. That's kind of because I think Paul Verhoeven is a genius, and Ed Neumeyer's a genius. But they created a film that was both accepted by the Republicans and the Democrats in the States, the far left and the far right. Yeah. They both said, this is our film. And for both sides to accept the same film and to think that it was about them is great, because then they can come in and say, this is my point of view and this is my point of view. And it didn't make them feel like an idiot for their point of view in it, which surprises me too, but still fun and fantastic. And for them not to understand how satirical and how liberal Paul is and everything. It doesn't matter, because there was hardcore Marines working on this film too, and they felt honored and respected. Nobody felt disrespected. So it was interesting to be a part of that and to see this. But it is one of the greatest satires ever, in my opinion, because he does that.
Well, maybe it's because the source material is famously quite fascist.
I read
that Dale Dye, who trained you guys in combat, he was surprised that Paul Verhoeven was going the satirical route, because I think he thought it was going to go more down the source material route.
Well, it's a required reading for the Marine Corps, and Dale Dye was Marine Corps. Yeah. Now, I went to a Navy military school. My dad was Navy, my grandfather was a Marine, so I also read it when I was a kid. So and when I first read the script, I went, how did I understand it at 12, the satire of this? And I went back and reread the book, and I went, oh, because it's not the book. And it's totally got the book didn't have any of the satire in it whatsoever. It is on point. It's a great book. I love the book. I don't want to follow that. Yeah. But it's so well written, and I love it. And the reason why I liked it when I was a kid was because of the power suits. Yeah. Simple. That's my boy. The boy in me was like, oh, I get to blow stuff up. I love that. So it was cool. You can nuke it, you can blow torch it. It was cool, and you're killing bugs and stuff like that, and skinnies. So for me, it was a completely different thing of why I liked it. And I definitely like Starship Troopers, the film, because of the satire. There was days where I would sit there and I go, I can't say it like that, Paul. And he goes, no, this is great. Just do it like this. It's so funny. And I'm like, okay. But you're saying words like you're saying to Neil Patrick Harris, who played Doogie Howser at the time, hadn't done his Barney. You're going like to him, we got to go back to P, because that's what we're good for. And all these, you're saying things that you're trying to be so serious and
he's dressed like a Gestapo.
I mean,
it's pretty obvious.
It was blatant obvious.
You reprised your role for Starship Troopers Marauders, and you've been doing the voiceovers in the new films.
I didn't do the one in I didn't do the fourth one. That wasn't my voice. It was a guy that sounded like me, which was amazing. Okay. But I did do the fifth one. I did do the voice in that one. With
the cult following, is there a chance there'll be another live-action film? And if so, where would you want the franchise to go?
Well, I think that there's so many places it could go, and I would love it. I actually think it would make a great series. I think it would be an incredible series, even with the struggle of. This movie seems so relevant even today, and everybody always says that to me. So I think we could still point out stuff. It would be a good show for Netflix, or go on even Stars. Anything that could pick it up. It's something that would, I think. And it could have cool directors in it. Like you could get Edgar Wright Jr. to do something, or Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, all these cool directors that could come on and do spots on it. I think it would be a lot of fun, because I think they could create something. And I would love to be a part of it. I'd love to come in and even go where Rico is, even in the animated things. It's fun for me. It was fun for me to do that.
Cool. Well, Casper, thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you. Great. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Roughnecks.
Rico's Roughnecks.
Hoorah!
The Cosmic Shed.
Science fact.
Science fiction.
And everything in between.